Well, good morning, everyone. Mayor Steve Wilder here from the city of North Canton. Here we are on December the 23rd, 2020, day before Christmas Eve and then Christmas. And Kwanzaa follows right behind it. Uh, as I was getting ready to share some things with you today on my weekly community update, I always like to try to research what happened on December or on the day that I report. And I came across some fun facts here for 1947, which might play in to today to where we're at. Bear with me. What happened in 1947? Some major news stories include Kon-Tiki expedition. Those of us baby boomers remember reading and seeing about that. Roswell UFO incident. India and Pakistan become independent nations. The Cold War begins, and Ferrari begins production of sports cars. The Cold War begins between the East and the West. United Nations votes in favor of creation of an independent Jewish state of Israel. And our technology includes the first instant camera. What do we have right now on our phones? But the first instant camera, the tubeless tire, and the transistor was invented. The sound barrier was broken by Chuck Yeager, who just passed away here recently. And believe it or not, the first mobile phone was created or started in 1947. Now, what was interesting on this day that I was going through, I mentioned the Polaroid camera. It's hard to believe where we're at, but the transistor, think about this. Let's see, it was began in 1945. It was unveiled in 1948, but here we are. If you look at 10 years later, in 1958, that was the first microchip. And look where that has taken us to today. The microchip has just influenced our lives and changed our society and world tremendously. So something about change. I found that very interesting. And last but not least, one of my most favorite movies at this time of year, and I hope some of you will agree with me, it's Miracle on 34th Street. And again, John Payne, Maureen O'Hara, Ed Gwynn, and of course Chris Kringle. But it was in 1947, and almost on this day, that the Miracle of 34th Street was shown. So, just some tidbits of useful or useless information for you. But I always find those things interesting. Well, again, good morning, everyone. Here's some community updates for us. Things are quieting down just a little bit. For our intersection at East Maple Street and Marquardt, the westbound lane is still under construction, so please bear with us. It looks like it's going to be another week or so. I was hoping it would be done by Christmas, but it's not. But we did get all the traffic through last Saturday at the North Canton Church of Christ for our food disbursement there. So that went very well. But I want to thank the workers that are working hard out there to get that intersection completed. And hopefully we'll have it done by the end of December, 1st of January. But just, again, be careful when you're driving through there. And I just can't thank you enough for maintaining your patience with us and watching for the safety of the workers out there so they can get the work done expeditiously. Our Winterfest drive-through, our holiday drive-through was completed. We did 3 Saturdays. Our last one was completed here on the 19th. And again, I want to send out a big thank you to the North Canton Public Library, the North Canton Jaycees, the North Canton Chamber of Commerce, and the North Canton Playhouse. We had kids from Oakwood, Jackson, McKinley, and North Canton who helped portray some characters from the play or movie Frozen. So a big shout out to those kids. They loved it. They had a good time. And I sent them all a letter of thanks. And hopefully they'll get some credit hours for their leadership and volunteer for each of their respective schools. Most of all, I want to thank our city administration for organizing this. And of course, our police and fire departments were a big part of this. And also for the residents and visitors who participated in this. I just want to share a fun fact with you. Let me get it here. The North Canton Jaycees have really been under the gun and trying to raise funds for our community. Many of their major fundraisings were canceled this year because of COVID, and we just had to avoid the large gatherings. but through their diligence and through the hard work of Abby Tanner and Shelley Knight Bourne, the president, and Abby Tanner, the vice president, I just want to give you something. Through the generosity of all those people who came through our 3 drive-throughs to see Santa and the Grinch and all the other people volunteering to help out. The chief was out there from the police department. They raised over $2,200 of cash and of cash donations to go to support the homeless and families that have adopted this year. And actually, they had a few more come to them in need after they had started their program. Your generosity, folks, generated about $365 in gift cards. You supplied over 369 toys just through these 3 weekends for kids not to have a toyless Christmas. When you add all that up, that's about $2,600 plus that you've generated for families in need. I can't thank you enough. And on top of that, we're going to have some warm clothes for some kids and young people. Over 52 coats were donated. Folks, I was just really overwhelmed by your willingness to participate in this. We made sure it was non-contact. We wanted to follow all the guidelines from the CDC, but also bring a sense of belonging and happiness to those who drove by and cheered at the Grinch, stopped and could see Santa and Mrs. Claus out there. And I really feel it was a joyous occasion. And again, the passersby, thank you for your willingness to support North Canton and enjoy the colorful displays that we had here on our town center and up and down Main Street for the businesses and also in our neighborhoods. I want to thank everybody, for participating in this endeavor. Who knows what 2021 will bring for us? But we had the weather that cooperated, so thank you again for everything. In regards to our city hall, again, I'm going to leave it, our access to the public is closed through the end of the year. Again, any walk-in for the police department, you're welcome to come in and see us for whatever you might need. Fire department's responding uninterrupted. Our permits and inspection department, again, we're working remotely, or you can do everything you want online there. Thanks to the utilities, our ladies in utilities, they're working hard, either in the office or remote. Folks, the truth of the matter is COVID has hit City Hall. We have several employees that were out or tested positive, and they're being quarantined. So this COVID thing is not, it doesn't discriminate. I just hope that they're doing better and can get back to us. And so we're just kind of winding the year up. But next Wednesday, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap as what I saw as I look back on 2020. But I can't thank our employees enough. I'm fortunate enough to have been asked to be on the Stark County Health Department Advisory Committee, along with Louisville and Canton and the townships and other organizations within the Stark County Health Department Alliance and Canton City Health Department. And I just want you to know, we have put on our website and hopefully our Facebook, there's information from the Stark County Health Department, and it's creating a registration process for those who can receive COVID-19 vaccine during phase 1A. And if you want to go to COVID vaccine at starkhealth.org, that is COVID vaccine at starkhealth.org. There's information about the Stark County Health Department process for registration, okay? And also at starkhealth.org, there'll be a spreadsheet, You can download a spreadsheet for those people in phase 1. I'm going to go through the list real quick, if you just bear with me. People to be vaccinated in congregate care facilities during phase 1A include residents and staff of nursing homes and assisted living facilities not enrolled in the federal pharmacy program, and people with developmental disabilities and those with mental health disorders including substance use disorders, who live in group homes, residential facilities, or centers and staff at those locations not enrolled in the federal pharmacy program. Healthcare providers prioritized for vaccination in Phase 1A should be those with the greatest occupational risk for exposure to and or transmission of SARS-CoV or CoV-2. The examples of prioritized high-risk healthcare workers include, but in no specific order, okay? Home health or hospice workers not vaccinated by hospitals or healthcare systems. Emergency medical service responders. Our fire department is scheduled, hopefully, the Saturday after Christmas to receive their vaccinations because they are on the first line and they're coming in contact the most with people who would be vulnerable to the COVID-19. So primary care practitioners, including family medicine and general medicine providers, freestanding emergency departments, I believe, urgent care, pharmacies, dialysis centers, not vaccinated by hospitals or healthcare systems. OB/GYN practitioners not vaccinated by hospitals or healthcare systems. Federally qualified healthcare providers, dental providers, surgeons not vaccinated by hospitals or health systems, and mobile unit practitioners. Healthcare providers, including health employees, at risk for exposure to and or transmission of the SARS-CoV-2, such as vaccinators, and transport and janitorial staff and health care facilities. So there again, if you want to go just on their on the Stark County Health Department, you can find this information on the process, and also they have come out with a wonderful FAQ, frequently asked questions, and what you should know about the COVID-19. And it's simply, again, if you would go to their website, you should be able to navigate through there and find their 10 points of information at starkhealth.org. That's starkhealth.org. And they have 10 bullet points for you. This was updated as of 12/19. So I highly recommend you to go in. It's very factual about the fact, what you should know about the vaccination. So I want to share that with you. Again, nothing more is more important than during these challenging times than maintaining the health, safety, and well-being of our employees and our citizens and our greater communities. I just want to send a holiday greeting to you. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your happy and safe Kwanzaa and other holy days that'll be coming up for many of our different faiths. On a personal note, I would like to think that probably most of us know someone who has been in contact or have been a victim of the COVID-19. In our family, my nephew, Greg Wilder, is a sergeant at the Tallahassee Police Department. For 9 months, he stressed with his officers to mask up and get them through, and they did. But unfortunately, even for Gregory, even as much as precautions he took, he was tested positive last week for COVID-19. He's on a slow mend right now, being quarantined and following the CDC and the state of Florida's guidelines. But it hits home, folks, and it doesn't discriminate. And I hope Greg will come out of this okay. I know that we've all lost loved ones throughout the year. And for myself, my dear Aunt Lydia out in California, she died just 2 weeks ago at the age of 89. And so, it's not that we're being insensitive for anybody, but let's just pray for what we have and pray for better days ahead of us if we do take this thing seriously, to protect ourselves and watch our gatherings with our families and just be very, very careful and practice all the safety precautions of when you're in public, wear a facial covering, again, washing our hands, maintaining some physical distancing, maybe limiting our travels at this time. But this COVID shows no discrimination. And I have great faith in our community that we'll continue to care for one another and that we're going to get through this thing. It's good that the vaccination is here. I'm impressed at how rapidly it was able to come about. And if I may say also, you know, those of us that grew up being vaccinated for polio, there's a worldwide organization that was instrumental in the disbursement of the polio vaccine. And those that are Rotarians will know what I'm talking about. It was Rotary International who pioneered and helped get polio vaccinations in and around and throughout the world, and limit it to this point where we may only have 2 countries, be it Pakistan, and I'm sorry I forget the other one at the moment, that has a few victims of polio. So we're living through history, and our strength is in ourselves and for each other. So allow me to share those thoughts with you, and I just wish you all a Merry Christmas, happy and safe holiday season here coming up. Enjoy your families as best you can, worship as you may, but most of all, just stay safe and keep well. Mayor Steve Wilder here, wishing everyone to take care, and may God bless. Thank you for your time and the privilege to serve as your mayor for the wonderful city that we have here called the City of North Canton. Good day, everybody.